What's the most favorable thing about a VA home loan? Well, it's a great question, and I'm glad you asked. There's honestly lots of great things about the VA loan, but today we're going to highlight just one of those. Hey, if we haven't met before, my name's Gavin Sessions with Loans Made Simple. If you're interested to learn about all things related to home loans and mortgages, subscribe to our channel. We post new content each week. If you're ready to get qualified for a home loan or get connected to a great real estate agent, scroll down, find our contact information, or leave us a comment. We'll get back to you ASAP. We look forward to connecting with you. All right, time's a ticking. Let's get that question answered and talk about the most favorable thing in a VA home loan. All right, so what is the most compelling feature in a VA home loan? Well, for me, it's very obvious. It's the ability to purchase a home and finance 100% of the home's purchase price. In other words, you can buy a home without a down payment. We'll get into a specific example a little bit later, but this means if you wanted to buy a $350,000 house, you could get a loan for $350,000. So the VA loan is unique in that it's the only traditional mainstream loan program where you can get a loan for 100% of the home's purchase price without specific household income limitations and without specific geographic location. Some of you might be picking up on the other loan program I'm talking about, and that is the USDA home loan. Great product and another conversation for another day, but that product does allow you to purchase a home and finance up to 100% of the home's purchase price. However, very strict limitations on household income, meaning you have to be under a certain ceiling, as well as very strict location requirements, meaning if you're in an urban area or near a city, you're probably not going to be eligible to use a USDA home loan to purchase that home. If you're curious to learn more about the USDA home loan, check out this video where we go into comprehensive detail on all things about the USDA home loan and if it might be the right loan program for you. So other than the VA home loan and the USDA home loan, there are lots of down payment assistance options for those that don't have a down payment and would like to buy a home. However, those typically come with a trade-off of either a higher interest rate on your first loan and or a second mortgage payment. So if you're eligible for the VA home loan, that is typically going to be your lowest cost and best option. All right, so why is this such a big deal? So rather than talk about it further, I think it might be best if we just work through a real life example. Let's compare buying a home with a VA home loan and 0% down payment, as well as an FHA home loan where we use down payment assistance. All right, guys, let's jump right in here. These are two different loan products. Both are 30-year fixed home loans. So the placeholder purchase price for both, $350,000. You can see that right there and right there. On the VA loan, like we've talked about, 0% down payment. So, right, we've got basically nothing in that box. For an FHA home loan, your minimum down payment is going to be 3.5%. So you might be asking, well, what if I don't have 3.5% and I'm not eligible for a VA home loan? Is FHA no good either? Well, no, that's not true. We can go out and get some down payment assistance. That's what we're going to show you. All right, so base home loan amount here is that $350,000 for the VA home loan. And for FHA, we have subtracted out the 3.5% down payment, which is $12,250, gives you a base first loan amount of $337,750 right there. All right, one of the things with VA and FHA, both are going to require a form of upfront mortgage insurance, and both are allowed to be financed into your loan. So for the VA loan, that is called the funding fee. And for the first time use, it's going to be about 2.15%. For FHA, it's called the upfront mortgage insurance premium, and that is going to be 1.75%. So 2.15 on the VA, 1.75 on FHA. That is allowed to be financed into the loan. So 2.15% of $350,000 gives you a total first loan amount of $357,525. For FHA, we're going to do 1.75% of the base loan amount there, gives us a first loan amount of $343,661. Just want to pause the video for a quick moment and invite you to connect with us. If you're ready to take the next step to get qualified and speak to a mortgage professional, a loan officer, or if you'd like to get connected to a great real estate agent, click the links below. So we'll assume the same interest rate for both loans. And regardless of when you're watching this video, 6.5% is a market rate for now. It doesn't change the example regardless of the interest rate. So if 6.5 feels high or low, that's okay. 6.5 is our placeholder for today. Your principal and interest payment based on your VA loan amount of $357,525 is $2,260 a month. On the FHA side, you're going to have 6.5% of that $343,661 gives you a lower principal interest payment of $2,172. So at this point, you might be saying, ooh, FHA is looking better. Well, just wait for it. Another cool thing about the VA home loan is it doesn't have monthly mortgage insurance. So another zero right there. Whereas FHA home loans, they do have monthly mortgage insurance for the life of the loan. So That is 0.55% typically. That equates to $155 a month. That 0.55% is multiplied by that base loan amount up here again. So there's that monthly expense. We're going to do a 1% placeholder property taxes. So if we take that $350 a year and we say that property taxes are 1%, that'd be $3,500. We divide that by 12 months. That gives us a $292 monthly property tax. Again, could be very different depending on where you're at geographically, but for the sake of this conversation, it should be good to go. We're going to assume homeowners insurance is going to cost you $1,000 a year. That's $83 a month, both sides there. And then for VA, like we talked about, no minimum down payment is required right up here. And then again, we're going to see down payment assistance line, none needed for VA. For FHA, we don't have any money, so we want to go borrow our 3.5% down payment. That is $12,250 right there. For back over to the VA side here, because we have no down payment assistance, we have no monthly payment for that. On the FHA side, we are going to assume a 15-year term with a placeholder interest rate of 8.5%, giving you $121 a month additional payment. So this is when you're going to start to see the benefit of using a VA loan with zero down. So total estimated payment, $2,635 on the VA side, and total estimated payment on the FHA side, $2,823. We've got a monthly comparison there of a savings of $188 on the VA side versus $188 more on the FHA side. So $188 is real money for most families, honestly, and especially when we multiply that by 12 months, we're talking $2,254 on the VA side savings versus an additional expense of $2,254 on the FHA side. If you were for some reason going to hold your loan for a full 30 years, which is super rare, but just for the sake of seeing it extrapolated out, it's about a $67,000 difference over the life of the loan. Hopefully that makes sense. So there you have it, 2 ways to finance 100% of your home's purchase price. In other words, no down payment out of your pocket, and how that translates and corresponds to a monthly payment, an annual amount of payments, as well as if you were to keep the loan for a full 30 years. As I previously mentioned, you can use a loan other than the VA home loan and bolt on some down payment assistance, and that's a great way to go, but it does come with a cost. So if you're eligible for the VA home loan, that is most likely the lowest cost and most affordable option for you. If you're curious to learn more about the VA home loan, we suggest you watch this video. We go into detail and give you a comprehensive overview of the program and why it might be a great product for you. Since we mentioned the FHA home loan, I also want to point you to this video down here, where we go into detail about the FHA home loan, pros and cons, answer your questions, and help you decide if that's the right product for you. If you have further questions, find our contact information below in the description or leave us a comment. We'll see you on the next video.